Show my desktop? You can see my desktop. I need to here switch that over. Okay. They broke the cat rules. I don't know if that's breaking the cat rules. It isn't even my cat. Oh, that's not nice. I thought it was your cat. I would have been like, hey, you know, did you feed your kitty enough? But yeah, hey, this is pretty close. I just gotta bring it down. Bring it down. There we go. All right, I think that's good. Looks like it lines up with the borders pretty well there. Okay. All right. Brightness, I think, is okay. I think it's a little. But I think that's all right. It's just the way the light's hitting it, right? It's not too bad. Yeah. Okay. You just turn it slightly. Yeah, probably good there. Okay. You always offer the cat tasty treats or you die in your sleep. I think there's something to that. I think Frost is on the right track there, yeah. We thought it was a stray, so we took it in. 6 months, constantly posting on Lost Pets pages. Oh, okay, but within 30 minutes of going home, he's back at our door. Sounds right. That sounds about right. Yep, I've heard of that. He's after your bacon. He wants your bacon. Oh, smart kitty. Yeah, he knows you got the bacon sandwiches. Let me switch my input back. Actually, I should put on some music for us. Yeah, let's do that. Greywalker just mentioned song, and I thought, oh, we could use a little music while we're at it. Let's see here. Let me see. We'll just put on some game music here. There we go. No, that's not it. That's my music. That's my get muted on Twitch music. That's the wrong music. Let's try that again. There, okay. That'll take a moment to fire up. Yeah, that's the get banned and hey. Okay. So, are you guys ready? Are we ready? Can we handle this? I literally do not know if they cleaned it or what. I know, I'm really curious here. I mean, is Darnell going to be Darnell? Or is this like... I don't know. Alright. Let's just do it. Oh, they wrapped it, I think. I think it's been wrapped. Oh, we got more to go. It's been FedExed, apparently. Alright. Oh, Darnell. What's it gonna be, Darnell? We got a little tape here. So you just cut through it. There we go. Oh, the hype is real. Oh, no, I think it's good. I think it is. I think we got this. Oh, Darnell. Oh, Darnell. It's better than I thought it would be. It's actually better than I thought it would be. Oh, it's on the side. It's actually on the sides. It's on both sides. It's even on the top. What the... Is it on the bottom? No, it's not on the bottom. Okay. Wow. There you go. This game apparently belongs to Darnell. Darnell? I can't read that. Davis? Darnell Davis? Mel Davis? I don't even know. There, again, something Davy. Davis. Okay, just Davis right here. It just says Davis. And then it says here, Mel Davis. Davis. Darnell. I don't know. I don't know. Why? Why so proud of this? I don't get it. I do not get it. Ugh. Okay. So anyway, Darnell is a surname, surely. Maybe Mel Davis Darnell? I have no idea. No idea. Yeah, thank you, Anonymous. This one was actually donated by Anonymous. Not Anonymous, but Anonymous. Or Anonymous. Yes. Who does that? I don't know, Tinker Toy. I don't know. Is Crystalist here yet? Yes, Frost. We got it. We got it. It's right here, and then we got Werewolf right there, and then Frogger's right over there. We got it all here. I don't know what to say. It does, however, like the label's in pretty decent shape. It has a little nick on it. How do I show this? Let's see. Stay. Stay. There you go. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a little damage right there, but I mean very little, so not a big deal. Looks like for the most part, Darnell actually took decently care of his game. I don't know, Mr. Darnell Mel Davis. Darnell Mel Davis. Wow, it looks so good on camera. It actually, I feel like on the camera, it actually looks better. I think I might have found Darnell. Really? Wait, she? Really? Is Darnell a female name as well? I thought it was just a man's name. Huh. Mel Davis, Melissa Davis, Darnell. Oh, that would make more sense. So Melissa Davis Darnell, maybe. She's so proud of her game. Or Melanie. Oh, okay, could be Melanie. Well, Herpy Derpy, if you find anything else out, let me know. Very curious. That light is so bright. Light Bright. Remember Light Bright, guys? You remember that? I used to play with that when I was a kid. My neighbor had it. Alright, so now I can show you guys how to clean the games, too. It's actually, this one needs some definite attention. There's a line of dust. I don't know if you can see it. But there's definite, like, dust caked along in there. On both sides, too. It's actually quite dusty in there. Yeah, we definitely have to clean this one out good. Okay. Okay. Alright. I can't believe it's on the sides and the top, too. Like, man. Just, wow. Oh, that's too good. That is too good. Alright, so I have mentioned that we will be cleaning the games, and obviously we are not going to clean off the legendariness that is the Darnell copy. The game is acceptable. I don't remember what it said the state of the game is. Yeah, I don't remember, but it's quite often that I have where they say, oh, it's in good shape, it'll work, and all this stuff, and then it's like unacceptably filled with like dirt and gunk like that. It's like a joke, but I don't know. I'm used to it. There's not much you can do. I mean, if you say to them, hey, clean it before sending it or something, nobody's gonna do that. And if they do, they're just gonna look at it and they're probably gonna mess it up worse, honestly. So yeah. Yeah, that's all right. We're gonna start off by actually cleaning Darnell Barbie here, but before we do that, let me get it set up here. So now I can set the game down. Get our little drill here. And let me move the microphone just slightly. I don't want to, otherwise I'm probably going to bump it quite a bit. So you need a special kind of bit, by the way. This is not just a regular, well, okay, over here, like, they might call them different, so let me show you guys real quickly. See. Okay, so, at least in the United States, when you have a bit, we call this a bit, first of all. This is the bit, this is a bit. This bit is a double-sided bit. So, on this side, it has what we call just a slot head. Some people call it a flat head. So it's like a regular kind of screwdriver side. And then on this side, we have what's called, we call this the a Phillips head. They also call it, well, really most people just call it a Phillips head over here. So whatever it is in your country, that's what we have, you know, that's what we call it and how it works over here. These are your basic, you know, I think in a lot of countries these are probably pretty common, honestly. So games like this, they do not use this. This is useless to us. This is what you need. This is called a security bit. And it actually has a little special thing right on the tip there that is in the shape of a star. So we usually call it like a star bit or security bit. And yes, yeah, we're gonna be taking it apart. That's the way I do it. I really, like I said, I really try to take care of my games, and I clean them very well before I add them to my collection. It's very important to me. Like I want these games long term, and I want them to last long term. So I've messaged her. Let's see if it's her. Okay. Yes. Yes. And then you need to send her to the stream so we can ask her. We can talk to her. We can have a conversation. Definitely need to do that. Alright, so here is... I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, actually. It's probably, honestly... too blurry. Yeah, see, this is why I wish the other camera worked, because the other camera would have picked up on it better. There's no way I'm going to be able to show you, but just imagine it's a little star shape. So we'll pluck those out. Just set them over here. Where's my little... There we go. Usually I take like a bottle cap, something like that, and then put them inside that. So that way we don't lose them. Then you open it up like this. It is not written on the inside. I'm a little disappointed. Too small with this camera? Yeah. I was really hoping that it would be written on the inside, but if it was, then that would be pretty crazy too. It'd be like, dang. Wow. So this is the PCB, it's called. Printed circuit board. This is where the guts of the game and all of it lies. This is where it all happens. So the part that we need to worry about the most is along here. All this little area is where it connects in the game system. Now looking at it, it's actually not too dirty, but it is dirty enough where it needs to be cleaned. I'm just gonna try to see if I can show you, like... Darn it! Yeah, this camera, it's not bad, it's just you guys aren't getting the greatest picture here. One day I'll try to find a better video camera for you guys. I tried with this one. The whole reason why I got this one that's above my head is because it was for the stream, but the darn thing just stinks the big one, so I'll have to try again and see if I can get a better camera. Anyway, though, that's the part that we're really concerned about. Any special code? No. Actually, I just realized, Frost, that's totally... Yeah, you're just trolling. No, but surprisingly, Barbie actually requires more memory than I expected. It is not uncommon to have a game that is missing this top piece up here, and it's just this. Like, it's just this lower part. It's very common for just a game to be like that. Quite a few. So I'm actually kind of surprised that this game requires this extra bit for what is actually available. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but sure. Why is the cartridge so big if that's so small? because there are games out there like Super Mario World 2. That requires the whole area in here. So they were planning ahead. They knew to make it bigger. See, on the original Nintendo, if you look at a Japanese game, okay. Sounds a little. There we go. All right. So you got yourself a U.S. well, just outside of Japan Nintendo game here. Then you got yourself. This is a Japanese Nintendo game. Notice the size difference. I mean, it's literally like double the height. The reason why is because in the Japanese cartridges, they didn't plan for them to be all that big, but games got bigger and they needed more space. And then they didn't fit in these regular sizes. So you'll see game cartridges from Japanese games where they'll be, smallest that I've seen is this big, but sometimes they'll be about this big, sometimes they'll be like this big. So they would adapt the sizes. But they must have known that by the time they started making them for outside of Japan, because now these, sometimes the game in here will only occupy about like this much space, but other times I've only ever seen one game go all the way up to about here. It's crazy. So they were just planning ahead. That's why they have all that room in there. Just planning for the future. Also, this is Mighty Final Fight. So we got that, by the way. So at some point we're gonna play through this. I'm really excited to have this. Pretty cool. If I miss any messages, I'm sorry, by the way. I'm trying to keep up, but I might miss something. The part where the DLC dresses and fashion shows are. Oh, of course, Greywalker. Of course, yes. The wardrobe space. Yeah, there you go. I didn't even think of that. US just likes bigger things. That's true, Grape Juice. We do. Because we have the room for it. We're spoiled. We have all this room. We just stretch right out, you know? We're terrible. What's the name of this track, anyone? This one or the one before Automata? Because if you probably mean this one, don't you? This one? So we're gonna set this aside. I'm gonna put this. Usually I have more room when I do this, actually. So let's make me a little more room here, just a little bit. Yes, this one. This is from a game that I actually played not too long ago. It's a pretty decent game with great music. It's called Battle Zeque Den. So Battle Zeque Den, Den. Great music. As far as I know, it's a Japanese-only game, and it was only released on Super Nintendo. Yep. You're welcome, Automata. It's a good song. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Alright, so we're just going to set that over here for the moment. Now, fortunately, this bit works on Nintendo games as well. Now, I've been doing this a long time. I've literally opened up and cleaned about maybe 400 games, 400 games, something like that. So I actually have like a little audio sound, little audio cue that I listen to when I open these. Basically, you know when the screw is completely released because you'll hear kind of like a little tapping noise. So I always wait for that. Like that, and then like that. You might have heard it through the microphone. It's just a very slight little tap tap. Crystal is tonight, or you got something else planned? Well, here's, I guess, where I'm at. Probably, I'm going to test them all. We got to make sure these games work. That's what I always do. It's just, we got to check them all. So they will all be, I mean, I guess Frogger, that one should be fine because you can just see. But when it comes to any kind of game like this, even though you can look at it and say, well, it looks pretty decent, it should work, you can't always trust that. You really can't. And sometimes CDs are like that too, but much more rarely than these. And these are pretty rare too for it to not work. So we are going to go through and at least try them real quick to make sure they work. As for actually playing, I'm probably not going to start this one yet because, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like a full-on RPG that's going to take me like several days, right? And if that's the case, I don't think I want to commit to that tonight anyway. I don't think I want to start that. But I do want to try this one out for sure. Have you ever shown your entire setup on stream? No, I was actually planning on it, but now that my camera is apparently just being poop-tastic, I don't think I'm going to be able to, unless I do it real quick. What did we get, like 20 minutes before that blew up? 20, 30, probably 30 minutes. Maybe that'd be enough time. I just have to hurry, I guess. Yeah, ooh, here we go. This is, ooh, wow. This is a pretty decent size game here. Man. See, you got your battery there so that it saves your progress. That's an actual battery. This battery is probably still original. If it wasn't, you'd probably see there should be some changes there. So the crazy part is that these things actually work. Now, to anybody who's actually into the chips, you can see MMC3, 3B, but that MMC3 is actually a type of chip that is a little more unique and required for a game that demands extra. We're going to keep it very simple here, but yeah, a game that requires extra uses that chip. So that's very interesting. That can give you an idea that this game, like if somebody handed this to me just like this, I would immediately look at it and say, okay, well, it's probably an RPG or something pretty hefty because it has a save feature. But even if this was missing and not here, I'd still know something is definitely more in depth about this game because of that chip right there. I'd say, okay, they were trying to accomplish something pretty great with this one. There's actually games like the original Super Mario Brothers is about this big, just two like that. And sometimes even smaller. Not smaller size-wise of the PCB, but like even one less chip and just like a little blob. Yeah, so... But I gotta say, pretty decent. There is definitely some dust we're gonna have to clean up. The actual contact points right here are all actually in pretty darn decent shape. Still not clean enough for my own satisfaction. Like, if I plug this in and try to play it, I'm almost positive it will play. But again, I will clean it because whenever I put a game into my Nintendo, I want it to be absolutely, completely clean. Yeah, we're gonna clean that backside too, so we might as well get the screws out. Even the screws, like, I know it's a little kind of silly, but you can tell a lot about the history of the game by the screws too, because the screws will have dust and grime caked into them and whatnot. But these are actually very clean. Whoever had this game kept it in probably a drawer or something like that and took very good care of it. So that's nice. I feel like we got a really good deal here. That'll work. All right. All right, so let's check this one out. Was the game you just opened Crystalis? Yes. Yes, it is. Now we're opening Werewolf. By the way, I'm going to show you guys something. Don't open the way. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's gonna be all right. I think. Yeah, we're gonna find out what's on the inside. But something kind of funny to show you guys that I didn't actually know until I was about probably 12 or 13 years old. A friend of mine. We were hanging out. We were talking at school, and I think we were at school. Yeah, and she said to me, we were doing something with our hands, like we were sitting there and she was doing something like, and something with our hand. I think it was like an art class or something like that. Well, what we called art class, it really wasn't art class. It's just another room to kind of occupy us throughout our day. But anyway, she looked at my hands and she said to me, "Hey, you have flat thumbs." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you have flat thumbs." And well, it turns out that I guess I actually do, because everybody that I have talked to ever since and compared thumbs to, apparently I have flat thumbs. And I don't know if this is the case. I know it is possible to have your body change depending on what you do to it. Like, you know, it's your body changes to what you throw at it. That's just how it works. And I got my first Nintendo when I was 4 years old. My body, you know, I'm still growing. I mean, that's, you know, right in the thick of the growing of a young child. And I played video games all the time. And I don't know if that's the case, but I'm just gonna say it is. But I think I have flat thumbs because of all my gaming. So here you go. Here's from the top. Now the real, what about the side? Yeah. So there you go. That's Andy's flat thumbs. I literally have apparently flat thumbs. Everybody else I've ever talked to, ever, has a bulge here that makes their thumb like kind of go like that outwards. But mine's just flat. It's flat and it's wide. It's very wide too. Like if you look at my other fingers next to it, it's like quite a bit wider. Like it just, you can see, it's very easy for me to, you know, mash buttons and stuff. And so I don't know if that's the case, but I always thought it was funny. All right, so let's take a look at the werewolf and see what we got. Oh boy. Okay, this is not horrible. Yeah, this is not horrible. It's interesting. Okay, we got a little gunk on the PCB there, just a little leftover stuff from the factory. Throw that in the garbage. All right, this one. Oh wow. This also uses MMC3. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, the only reason why I say that is because I have opened tons of Nintendo games, and it's not often I see that in this way. So that's cool. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Araya, wow, I haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome back. How have you been? Has a similar thing going on. With the thumbs? With the pew 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 pew? Lots of pew pew? Okay, so let's see if I can show you guys. Because this one's actually, I'd say, moderately dirty. I've seen much worse than this, but it definitely needs cleaning, so... I don't know if you're going to be able to easily see that. The backside is worse here. But there is definitely a lot of gunk and grime on it. Well, not a lot, like I said. A pretty fair amount, though. It needs to be cleaned. This definitely needs it. Werewolf, by the way, watch out for flashing. Okay. I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. Yeah, I don't know anything about that game. Except I did read the manual. And something that I found out in the manual was pretty disappointing. And I was like, oh, it's not a big deal, but I was just like, bummer. Is, actually, I'll put that there. It has the buttons reversed. Jump is B and attack is A. And I'm like, what? I hate it when a game does that. It's wrong. It's just wrong. So, here's a little plastic tub. Holds cleaning alcohol. I've seen you've been streaming, but I haven't caught you when I could watch. Good, thanks. Yeah, that's alright. No problem. Yeah, I know I've been streaming at some weird hours sometimes and whatnot. Oh, the screws are actually pretty clean on this one, too. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you're doing good, though, Araya. I'm glad to be streaming again. Thank you. Very glad. I am happy to be back and hanging out with everybody. We've been having some good times. We have been having some great times. What am I saying? We have been having all kinds of fun. So what I do is I keep the lid on it very lightly, and I just kind of set it back like that so that it doesn't just fumigate my my office here, even though my door is open and whatnot. I just don't want the smell all over the place. So now we get to cleaning, and this might take some time here. Let's see what we get. So, yeah, you see that? Ew, right? Yeah, good stuff. Yummy. No, that's gross. I'm just kidding. No thank you. I will pass on the num 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 of the yucky this time around. I will pass. Alright. Move that over later. Is this... Let's see here. Okay. Let me know if you can't hear me too well, like if it's not going through all that well, or if I need to change the microphone position, please. Still okay? Okay, alright. So, yeah. If you have to go to the bathroom, if you want to do anything, this is probably the time now, guys. This is going to take me a little bit. I'm going to use this as our little portable, our little makeshift garbage can there for now. Because this is going to take me a little bit of time, because I'm very thorough with this stuff. Like I said, I want my games to be very, very clean. I love video games, and I love taking care of them and making sure that they work for many years to come, and so you gotta get them right. You gotta get them all good and cleaned up. And especially, these are a gift from my good buddies Herpy Derpy and Greywalker. I can't treat these any less than all the rest of mine. Except for Barbie, of course. Barbie is the only one we can say it's okay to leave it alone. Because it's meant to be. Did you start with Werewolf Case? Yes. Yeah, I am. We're doing it. We're doing it right now. We're getting it done. Yeah, the big question is, can I get this stuff off of here without too much trouble? If I can, that'd be nice. Oh, yeah, I think it's coming off a little bit there. It's just going to take some effort. This is a new game you received. Yeah, what happened, for those of you that might have missed it, about, I don't know, 5 days ago, maybe even 4 days, it wasn't all that long, I thought, hey, I have some donation money left over, well, not left over, I have some donation money from Greywalker and Herpy Derpy, who is currently Darnell Barbie. And I thought, hey, you know, normally I'll just buy a game with it and kind of be like, yo guys, we got this game, and be done with it. But I thought, hey, why don't we instead vote? You know, I'll pick like from a select few of games, and we'll vote on which games we should get. So I started off with like 4 games, but then some people mentioned that they wanted Barbie. I'm not going to mention who wanted me to get Barbie, but it's somebody that likes to troll. Somebody that likes to mess with me a lot, and I thought, okay, fine. We'll put Barbie on the list. Then somebody else said Shaq Fu. And I thought, oh my gosh, why Shaq Fu? Why Shaq Fu? So we put Shaq Fu on the list too. Fortunately, we did not get the Shaq Fu. We dodged a bullet because Shaq Fu is apparently, I've never played it, but I've heard very bad things. So we definitely got out of that one, but not completely unscathed, because we did actually get the Barbie. However, I gotta be honest, the Barbie I'm okay with because it's amazing. Really, it's truly amazing. I've never seen or ever will see such a Barbie game again. NBC suit. Oh, okay. I did not know it was called that. Someone who likes to swear, yes. Yes, indeed. She likes to swear very much. She's got quite the potty mouth. Alright, this is working out pretty decent. Yeah, I think we're winning here. Okay, yeah, not bad. I like to check all the little corners and crevices too, make sure I get all the little bits of dust out of the corners and whatnot. Even though you really don't need to clean in here, I do anyway because, well, I mean, on a microbial level, you will get some drop down, and also it's just, I mean, I got it open. I'm here. Might as well clean all of it. Makes me feel better. I actually go out of my way to avoid swearing. Just a habit from hanging out with people that have kids. Ah. Yeah, I reduced my amount of swearing significantly since I was a kid. I just, I don't know. I guess, I don't want to say I grew out of it, but maybe I guess that's the best way to put it, but I don't know. Because I don't want it to sound like, ooh, I've matured. I've matured, you guys. I'm past that. I'm better than all of you now. Because it's not like that. It's just, I don't know, I'm more, you know me now as more of a situational swear, you could say. So like, if something happens, I feel like then I should swear because it's like, it really puts emphasis on it, and I can swear because it's like, alright, it's warranted. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I find myself not really feeling the need to really drop the swear bombs that much anymore. So, I don't know. I save it for those times when it really matters. Demon's Crest? Heck yeah, dude. I cannot wait till I get that game one day. That'll be pretty cool because it just looks like a very interesting game. It also looks really tough. Like, it looks like a really tough game, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not opposed to it used to its impact. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll lose its impact too much for me anyway. Like, you guys know, if I drop a swear, it's like, oh wow, Andy's something's going on, you know? Something's going on. But at the same time, that's why it's like, when you guys swear, I really don't care. The only time I would care if somebody comes in here swearing is like if they're purposely trying to be obnoxious. Like, I mean, there is a limit, obviously, and if they're just coming in and it's like going crazy, it's like, okay. Like that the other night when we had that gentleman coming in that was quite sweary. Even that was it was a little, but I was like, okay, well, you know, it wasn't until there were some other things said that I was actually like, okay, that's a little much now. New Fire Within, hello and welcome to the stream. Feel free to chat or lurk. Do you clean them with just regular water, or is there some sort of agent? This is, I believe this has multiple names as well. Over here we generally call it rubbing alcohol, cleaning alcohol, or alcohol solution. But yeah, it's it works pretty well. It's not as good as like if I was to buy like some kind of industrial cleaning agent that is designed for this. But at the same time, those industrial cleaning agents can be really hard on it if you're not careful. You can actually like damage things if you're not careful. Whereas I find that alcohol is just enough to help you get it clean, but not enough to actually hurt it in any way. So it's very important to me that you know, whatever substance I apply here won't hurt the longevity of the game. And to my knowledge, rubbing alcohol is the safest cleaning agent that I am aware of right now that will clean it pretty well and not damage it now or later. Wow, we're really getting it there. I'm going to hold it up for you guys in a second so you can see how much cleaner it is. Maybe you might even be able to see it now. I don't know, but I'll hold it up in a second. Yeah, this is coming along pretty well. Isopropyl. Yeah, how do you say that word? Isopropyl? I never knew how to say that because I've never seen it actually said out. Hey noobs, welcome back. How you doing? Wow, and dropping the F-bomb right away, noobs. You did that on purpose. I swear a lot when gaming. I can, not because I don't work at all, but I like to let loose when I game. Fair enough, Araya, fair enough. Sometimes it does feel good to just let it out, you know? You just gotta drop an F-bomb here or there sometimes, and let people know that you're feeling the frustration, or even just when you're alone. Sometimes I'll do something and I'm just like, gotta drop that swear, but yeah, it takes something significant. Now, I'm actually cleaning the label with the alcohol. I am very selective on how I do this, or if I'm going to do this, and when I do, I'm very, very careful not to get too close to the edges. You don't want to actually let any alcohol seep under the sticker here. Also, if there's any major cuts or gashes along there that open the sticker up and expose the sticker, like the inside of the sticker, you want to avoid those, or at least be very careful around them, because again, that can kind of cause it to get in where you don't want it. So I'm just very carefully doing the edges here. Also, you need to be mindful that if you're going to clean your stickers, the game sticker there, with alcohol, that you make sure that you just kind of very softly press against it at first and do a very small area that you don't care about damaging, because some of the stickers on Super Nintendo games, I've never seen any on Nintendo yet, not that I remember anyway, but on Super Nintendo there are stickers that have a weaker ink to them, and you can actually take off the ink and, well, just make a spot where it's obvious that something happened there. So you need to be mindful of that if you're going to do that, very lightly apply the alcohol to it, then check the Q-tip and see, is the ink coming off on the Q-tip. Let me catch up here. Sacred water. It's my sacred holy water, yes. Yes, all praise the holy water that I use to clean my games. It's gaming water. Yep. It's from the sweat of Bowser. So you know it's really good. Yeah, it is good, Techno, definitely, I agree. If you ever want to go blind. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Isopropyl. Ah, okay, isopropyl. Look at that. See? Now you're teaching me. Recently, a new guy joins our guild in Star Wars Galaxy Legends. I think that's what SWG is. She frightens me with how much she swears. In-game name is Lucifer? Lucifer? I'm guessing that's Lucifer. Okay. That's silly. Study that showed swearing reduces pain, like if you stub your toe or something. That wouldn't surprise me. You're just letting it out, yeah. Will destroy the glue on stickers. Yes, it will. It definitely will destroy the glue on those. So yeah, you gotta be careful. Definitely. Yeah. Alright guys, give me just a moment please. Just enjoy the Super Turrican music. I have to pee real quick. And then, well actually here, real quick so you can see. If you recall at the beginning, this, well, if you weren't here too, this was very, very icky on the bottom. We're talking like nasty Planet Funkatron, but now we're looking a lot better. This stuff is really cleaning up well. There is like a bubbly kind of stuff here. I don't know what that is, but that's okay. It cleaned up very well. And the label looks way, way better. Like that label is 10 times better now. So I'm pretty happy about that. Anyway, just a moment. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So, I'm looking forward to showing you guys the process of how I actually clean the PCB, this thing. I don't think it's going to be what you guys are expecting. I don't think anyway. Hang on 1 second. I have a bunch of hard drives. I don't want to bump them. Are you selling these? No, they were actually bought just recently through donation money sent to me by Greywalker and Herpy Derpy. So big thank yous to them for sure. So we're, after these are all ready, we're going to be checking them out and trying them and, yeah, adding them to the gaming collection. I'm so excited because I was actually told about this game by somebody a couple years ago from the stream. I don't remember who. I wish I did, but I really don't remember who said it. But yeah, it looks interesting. The only downside so far that I know about it is the A and B buttons are reversed for the jumping and attacking, and I was just like, what? So what I'm going to do is probably just try to make my own controller where I reverse the buttons, but I was looking at the inside of the NES controller, and I think it's entirely possible, but I do think that it's going to be a bit of a challenge, honestly, so I just haven't had the time yet. I'm just still trying to get my real life sorted out so that I can do all that stuff, but one thing at a time. Hopefully I can get it. We will see. Yeah, Greywalker, your English is really good. Like, it's good enough to where if you never told me that your native language was not English, I probably wouldn't even know it. Even though you, like, the thing earlier, I would have just kind of thought, oh, okay, he just says it differently, but not thinking that you spoke a different language normally. So, yeah, it's really good. Okay, this part is just about done. So once we're done cleaning all of the actual cartridge parts, these here, then I'm going to show you guys how I actually clean this, and then you can see how that works. There's a little something on top here. I'm going to see if that can come off too. Blaster Master, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. Alright, let's see if this comes off. I'm trying to keep it under the camera. If I don't, let me know. It's just a little tricky when you're trying to look at it up close. Ooh, yeah, alright, there we go. There was a little bit of gunk on the top of the label here that I wanted to see if I could get off, and it's coming off. That's good. I just gotta be super careful. Super duper careful. There we go. Yeah, ha ha ha. Oh, that's doing good stuff there. There we go. Again, just trying to be very careful not to get any actual alcohol on the edges. It's so important not to get it on the edges. Alright, I think we're pretty much done with this side. Nothing like a good cleaning, that's right. Yeah. Getting it done. Getting them ready to be played. Is it really such a big deal if the jump and attack buttons are different? To me it is, yes. It's not the difference between like me playing the game and not playing it. It just is preferred, yeah. So it's enough to where I know that there's other games out there that have them reversed, and I'd rather just make a modified controller that allows me to have the buttons reversed for those kind of games. So yes, it is a big enough deal in that way for me. Ooh, this one again? I don't need boss music right now. Yeah. I want to hear boss music right now. What else we got? There we go. Alright, so I don't even know what all that gunk was on the outside, but with a little extra effort here, it seems to all be coming off. You just got to give it a good scrub. So that's good. I'm glad about that. Because I was actually a little worried. Sometimes I've had it where you kind of have to get a little more aggressive to get some things off. and that can be problematic, but this is okay. I've actually come across just a couple of games where somebody somehow spilled soda inside of the game. Not just on the game, like, oh, it fell across the game, but down inside of the game, full of soda. Just full of soda, and it's all dried and sticky, and you can smell like it was like cherry Coke, one of them. So, yeah. I think for me, if it's a game where the buttons are reversed, but it's a game that stands on its own, that would be fine. But if it was a game like you're mentioning, where it's like a sequel to a game and they change the buttons on you, that would be really hard, because all my muscle memory would be like thinking like, okay, it's gonna be the same, and then it's not. That'd be terrible. Make me nuts. Watching Werewolf on YouTube, it looks good. Cool. I know nothing about it. I've purposely just... The only thing I did was read the instruction manual to find out how to play it, because I happen to have the instruction manual, which... Well, I guess I put it away. If you guys really want to see it, I can grab it, but I don't know if you're interested in seeing that. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep cleaning. Soda inside an old silver PS2? Ooh, how did you do that? I'm guessing you were like looking over it or something and then just kind of oopsies right out of your hand. And how much went in? Okay, now we got a line of gunk here. You can probably just barely see it, but there's definitely some icky there. So we're gonna get that. Rat poop in the game? I don't know how you'd get rat poop in it. I've been lucky though. I've never seen rat poop. You ever had carts with roaches inside? No, not cartridges. No, the cartridges are sealed too well for roaches to get in, as far as I know. But I have seen consoles, quite a few, with roaches inside. Yes, and it was disgusting. I mean, it was like, it just was like full of roach poo-poo and like other nasty stuff. Yeah, it was pretty gross. Yeah, those were consoles that I bought online and was like, okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah, a few of them were like that. Now I set that there because it's the backside, even though I don't really, like I said, I don't do that, but this one's, I'm okay with that. Only for a moment. I knocked a glass over and the console was just at the perfect height. Oh, dang, that stinks. That's a bummer. That's a total bummer. Yeah, that stinks, the big one. Enough to not make it work? Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Is not our Darnell. Darnell is her married name. Oh, good try, Herpy Derpy. Good try. Keep looking, dude. Maybe we'll find out one day. I messaged the seller that I bought the game from out of just curiosity, but I didn't think it'd be the same person. But I had to try, and they have not answered me yet, actually. So, I don't think they're going to, honestly. Foot-long snake in it? Wow. I've never had a snake in the computer. Had some snakes in the bathroom. About, I don't know, a couple months ago, 2 months ago, there was, excuse me, I found a 3-foot snake in our bathroom. I've had an NES since I was a baby, and it's amazing to me that after 28 years I still see great games that I never heard of, like Werewolf. Well, cool. I'm glad to hear that you're still finding games, and that you sound like Werewolf sounds like it's a good game, so I'm more excited for it, because I wasn't sure. I was like, well, I don't know if it's going to be good, or like so. It didn't look like it would be bad, but I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. But don't tell me anything, please. I purposely didn't watch like any videos or anything because I just thought, well, I'm just going to wait till we fire it up and actually then see it. Because the instruction manual only has one actual screenshot. It's in black and white, and it's like you can barely even tell what's going on, honestly. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And that's all I've ever seen about it. There. Also, when you clean your games, I'll give you guys a little tip in a second here. Well, I can give you one tip right now. Always check the corners. Every little corner that the game has, you want to check those because dust can almost always get caked in the little corner areas like this. Also, when you clean it, you want to check these little tabs up here because dust will get into these little tabs right there. So you just kind of go along the top of them like that. That gets that dust out. You do that on each side. Okay. And then here as well, in the back side. Again, this is like a little corner piece that you want to clean out because the dust definitely likes to get stuck in there, especially because people store their games up like this, so it just falls right in there. It's pretty cool, Blaster Master, that you have your NES still and everything. You sound like me, where you're just not able to part with certain things that you love. Which is also kind of crazy because I've moved several times as a kid. I mean, like, quite a few times, and somehow most of my stuff made it from a kid. Excuse me. Well, my Super Nintendo stuff anyway. Unfortunately, my Nintendo stuff actually was stolen. Quite a bit of it when we moved from one of our occasions. So I actually don't have my original Nintendo anymore, and some of the games. Actually, I think most of the games. The original when I was a kid anyway. But my Super Nintendo, I definitely do. So I'm really happy about that. So that's cool. Okay, so here's our PCB. We're just going to leave that there for the moment. We're going to set that over there. We're going to get started on Crystalis, which should really require a lot less work. So we should be done with this one a lot faster now. Music, sound, and gameplay have my interest. Okay, cool. Well, I felt like it could go either way, honestly, because it's Data East. Data East always seems to kind of be like hit or miss for me. So yeah, I really wasn't sure. But at least with Data East, you know it's not going to be like guaranteed bad or something. Unlike some other companies where they have a pretty bad reputation. Naming no names. Naming no names. Yeah, this one's... It's got the usual typical dust in the corners here and there, but I don't see anything that looks like it ever had soda or something on it, so that's good. I love this song. I think you're talking about this song playing right now, if you are. It's been on for a little bit now, or maybe it was the one before, but this is Secret of Mana. This game has, well, just an incredible soundtrack to an incredible game. I can't wait to play it again. I'm very excited about it. I don't know when it'll be, but I am looking forward to it. I definitely am. Okay, that's already done. See, that was fast. That was nice. Araya, welcome back. And X-Jogu, hello and welcome to you. Feel free to chat or lurk. Friends, I think I'm going to sleep. It's almost 6 a.m. over here. Okay. Well, Grey Walker, you take care, sleep well, and I'll see you later, buddy. Thanks again, by the way, Grey Walker. Thank you very, very, very much. I really appreciate it. Have a good rest. Please tell me, please, if your new games work. I'm pretty sure they will. It should be fine. I'm pretty sure they will. I'd be surprised. I'll try to remember to drop you a message, though, if that's what you would like. Actually, let me check this one. Sometimes there's a little line that runs along right here, and sometimes I forget to get that, and I think I got it here, but just in case, yeah. Yeah, that one's good. I was an only child, so I kept myself occupied with video games a lot. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, video games, I kept myself occupied with video games a lot because since I moved a lot, if I moved at the wrong time of the year, then it was hard for me to make friends because I wasn't in school at the time. And also, video games just kept me out of trouble a lot because, well, my parents viewed it as like a really nice babysitter, so they weren't too upset that I spent a lot of time playing video games because they knew if I wasn't that I'd probably be getting into trouble somewhere. It's not like I was trying to be bad, I just would always be getting into something, going somewhere, and they'd be like, where did he go? Where's Andy? Where's he at now? And what's he doing? Oh my god, is he hurt? What's going on? But when I was playing video games, they knew exactly where I was all the time. So it worked out. Alright, I think this one's done too now. See, that was a lot quicker. Let me just double check it though. Always gotta be very careful checking it. Cool. Yeah, a little bit there. Very good. Okay, now, I sent you a message when you were dark for a while, and it took 3 months for you to reply. Are you talking about me, Herpy Derpy? I didn't know you could put, like, multiple row faces like that on Twitch now, huh? I thought you, like, died. Oh, did you send it on Twitch? Did you actually send it on Twitch? Because that's probably why it took me so long to reply, because I don't check Twitch. Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was, now that you're, like, saying that. Yeah, I hardly ever check Twitch messages because, well, first of all, it doesn't even tell me when I get a message, I don't know why. And then when I do check, it's just not often because I don't actually use Twitch very often, for, like, a viewing experience. And it doesn't alert me, even when I'm, like, on the main page of Twitch if I get a message. Oh, that's funky there, that's Darnell, look what Darnell did. Darnell, you see that? Yeah. I only sexed Andy. That's right. That's right. Me and noobs. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know what I would do if somebody sent me a sext. Not sure. I'm sure I would have to send something quite colorful back. Something very majestic and thoughtful. Yeah. It's true though, I try to always get back to people. It might take me a while, but I always try to get back. Except for Virtual Virgo. I forgot to get back to her, I think. I don't know if there's anybody else. I don't think I forgot anybody else. But fortunately, she forgave me. So it's all good. The real pros contact him on Steam, that's right. Steam is actually the best way if you want to get my attention immediately. If you want to message me and I'll get back to you guaranteed, but not like immediately, like where I won't see it right away, then Discord. Discord is good for that because my Discord does not flash when I get a message, so it might be upwards of like many hours before I message you back on Discord, but I will see it because I actually use Discord pretty regularly. Yeah. Song sounds weird. What is this from? Desert theme. That's what it says. Okay. Darnell, your game is so dusty on the inside. What the heck were you doing with your game? Have him on Steam and then never message him because you're too asocial and have nothing to say? Oh. Not sure what you meant by that, but yeah, there's actually quite a few people from the stream that have me on Steam, and I don't think they've ever once messaged me on Steam. But I'm okay with that. I think they might just like having me on there. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. The only ones that I delete from Steam, because I have cleaned my friends list on Steam once, of like about, I don't know, 80 people or something like that. But these were all people that added me, and then I haven't seen in the stream since like Terraria and stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna hear from them again. And if I do, well then they can always add me again. So it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. There we go. All right, the inside of Darnell is starting to look better. Now, the outside, I do have to possibly clean the outside ever so slightly, but it should be fine. Like here in this little divot, there's no marker anyway. Anywhere that basically has dust, we got to get rid of it. But we'll be fine. Don't worry. And I know you guys might be a little scared. You're like, Andy, Darnell, don't mess it. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get through this. Darnell's gonna be all right. Do not worry. And that's not Darnell on that little bit. That's gunk. There we go. See, it's down here too. Icky, icky. That's better. If we're gonna have a Darnell, we're gonna have a very nice Darnell. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having a nice Darnell. That's better. Okay. And then up here, are we good on those? Yeah, we're good. How about the corners? The corners I do want to clean, but just for the sake of, because there is a little down there, I'm going to use the dry end of this one, and that should be fine. That one, there's nothing on this, so it's fine. There we go. So yeah, anywhere with the actual Darnell, I'll use the dry end. Cool. All right. For Darnell. Darnell. I told him my bestie was having a bad day, and he walked away with his phone like, I'm a send her dick pic. What? Okay. Oh, I see. I see. I found a game I thought you might like called Gunmetal Arcadia. Looks totally like your thing. I've seen that game. A buddy of mine that comes in the stream now and again, Princess Glitter, told me about that game, and yes, I definitely was like, huh, that looks interesting, but that's about it. I know that you can customize it heavily though, like to make it look super retro and stuff like that, and I guess it's like very, very like Nintendo-like. I mean, like very. So yeah, and I guess there's like also another one. There's like Gunmetal Arcadia, and then there's like Gunmetal something Zero, or I don't know. There's like another one. So if you guys like retro games that are new though, like new retro themed games, you might want to check that out. Might want to take a look. Man, we're getting all kinds of gunk out of this. Oh, Darnell. Why, Darnell? Why do you do this? Okay. This is actually coming along pretty well though. We are making progress. The little divots in between, I gotta get those. That can be a little tricky. Because those are very thin, so you use a fresh Q-tip, kind of mash it down in there. There we go. Yeah. Not quite done yet. We're getting there, though. We're making progress. Safami cart's so much nicer for cleaning. Yo, Safami. Try some of those at some point when I'm like really running out of games to collect, because those actually don't look all that great. They look like fun things to collect, but I don't know after that. Oh wait, yeah, Safami. You said Safami. Okay. Oh wait. I can't remember if it's... Yeah, I think you mean Super Famicom. I was thinking you meant Safami. Okay, never mind then. Alright, now let's check the outside of this. Alright, so there is some gunk along here. I'm going to clean that off. It's probably hard to see. You might barely be able to see it right there. It looks like dirt or food or something. So I'm going to very carefully get that off of here. And there's some stuff on the sides here too that I do need to get. So just do it very, very carefully though. I don't want to put my pants back on. That's an understandable problem right there. That's very understandable. This is strange, I'm not gonna lie. I've never had a game where I was cleaning and purposely left a marker on it, because it's not like this is the first game I've gotten that has marker on it. It's the first game I've gotten that has this much marker on it. I mean, this is ridiculous. Alright, I'm just gonna be a little quiet here because I really don't want to accidentally make a boo-boo. Or Darnell would be mad. Easy, just a tiny, tiny bit. I don't know what this song is, but it's nice. Stella. It might look like I'm actually hitting the letters, but I'm not. I'm on top of the... I don't know what you want to call it. This beam here. I actually want to hear that song again. It actually sounded kind of cool. I remember hearing this song before. Okay, we're gonna clean the label too, again, just very carefully. There we go. There's gonna be some spots that are still dirty that I'm gonna leave there because they're just too close to the marker, honestly. What's the name of this song? It doesn't say what game it's from, but it's by the artist, I guess, is Leonard Hummer, and the song is called Stellar. It's such a chill sounding song. Tell us what Darnell loved the most. Taste it? Don't think so. Don't think so. I don't believe I want to do it. Okay, this label has little bits of damage here and there, so I'm just trying to be careful to avoid those parts. We're cleaning you up, Barbie. We're making you look beautiful. There we go. Yeah, there's definitely some gunk on there. People are gonna like see this one day and be like, why did he clean everything else so nicely but then like left the marker? He easily could have got rid of that if he was cleaning it. What the heck was he doing? Oh, that came off pretty good. Okay. Alright, I just gotta do the sides and then I think we're done with Darnell, and then we're all done cleaning. Darnell must be preserved, that's right. Now, I'm going to be using dry on here because I am actually passing along the marker here, and I don't want to get it. I don't want to mess it up. But I got to get that dust off. Okay. This side. That is looking pretty good. Yeah, alright. I believe I'm satisfied with that. That was a nice song. Oh my god, the intensity. Okay. So now, we are not quite ready yet to put the games back together because obviously we got to clean these guys. So, how do we do that? How do we do that? Let me just make sure nobody else came in real quick that I need to welcome. I don't think so. Okay. It looks like we're good. Okay. So... Oh, excuse me. This might be a method that you guys are familiar with. Maybe. I don't know. But you can take a pencil eraser, a good one though. And I say a good one because I don't know around the world if you guys might have these kind of pencils, but at least here in the US, there is a type of eraser on pencils, and they're usually colored. They'll be like white or something else, but not this pinkish color. And they're very rubbery, and they're not very good. Even for like taking off pencil on, you know, you have little pencil marks there, and you try to get rid of it. They're actually quite bad. So you want an eraser like this, because they're much more durable, as durable can be for an eraser, that is. And then you can actually take it, and you can just go along on the edges here, and you can clean it like that, and you just kind of aggressively get on there, and you can really push down because it's an eraser, it's very soft. So let me see if I can just wipe off a little bit here and show you guys. Here we go. So now I kind of cleaned the end too, not very well, but maybe to give you an idea. Hopefully, oh there, now you can probably see it. So these two on the end are now definitely cleaner than these down here. You'll probably see. I'm pretty sure you can see that. So that's a pretty good way. So what I'll do, what you can do, is take just an ordinary pencil like that with a good eraser, and just clean it all off like that. And then when you're done, then you take your alcohol very carefully and you go along, clean up all the eraser gunk and like that, clean off, dry it, and pretty much you're good to go. However, if you're gonna do it a whole lot like I did, it is cool. Yeah, it's a really great trick. If you're gonna do it a whole lot though, like I did, this is very hard on the hands. I mean, especially if you got to get aggressive and really, you know. So I do it a little bit differently. So I'm gonna see if I can show you guys this, but I don't know how well it's gonna work. But give me a few moments here. Move my garbage can out of the way and see what we can do. Alright, let me see actually. See if this fits. I was hoping to be a little lazy. Very shaky. Oh, it's fine. It's all good. No worries at all. Alright, let me see here. Tell you guys what, well, I don't know. I'll see how I feel, but first I'm gonna clean Barbie because I'm ready for that one. If I want to do the other Nintendo games, I have to do a little swapping around, and I don't know if I want to do that yet. We'll see how I feel. Yeah. Alright, how do I want to do this? Would have been easier with the other camera, but maybe we can still do it with this one. See my lovely dirty floor. let me clean this up real quick. We're a little dirty here. From my previous games that I played. Alright, so this, if you can read it, that says SNES IC Up, so the integrated circuit. So now, take our game like that, and we pin it in there, like that. So now it's stuck. See how it doesn't move? And they're pretty good. Then, take this guy here. Got our little box. Yeah, there you go. See that okay? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Now, you just want to wipe off the eraser a little bit, because it's got some leftover gunk on it from when I prepped them. See, what I do is, I don't have it here, I think. Yeah, I can't show you, but when you buy pencils, they come in rows, like this, like a whole bunch of them in rows, all lined up, stacked twice. So I have this saw, and I just run the pencils through the saw. And so you can see they're all chopped up into the same length. So, got a whole bunch there. Now we take our drill. We have power? We got no power! We got no power! It don't work! There we go. Okay. Now we got the power. Alright, now, this drill here, I put it on a pretty low power. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Okay. Hang on, though. This one's got a little wobbliness to it. I need to adjust it. You gotta make sure that when you seat it in there that it's not wobbly on you. Or at least not much. There we go. It could be better. Sometimes when you grab them with the drill, it's a little uneven. It happens, but not much you can do. Actually, I think that's just how it was made. This one's actually a little wobbly, but that's okay. Alright, so you want to go with the grain. So we're actually going the other way. You want to go with it facing this way so that all our dust collects this way. So then, just take your feet, rest them like that. So, oh, hang on. I got a little fan over here. Hopefully that's not hitting the microphone. But I turn on a fan to keep the gunk down, because I don't want to get that on me. Otherwise, normally I'd be wearing a mask for this, but with the fan it just pushes it away, so it's fine. And that should be good. Alright, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to really be able to talk too much while I'm doing this because I'm trying to focus and it's kind of loud. But yeah, let me just, you'll see how it works. Go through it. Can you see, by the way, or am I blocking the camera when I look down? Because I'm trying to have it so you guys can see, but I actually don't know. Mad genius. Mad scientist level Andy? Heck yeah, dude. I told you I don't mess around. And hey, when you have to do several hundred of these, you need a faster way of doing it. You gotta get it done. I'm seeing, but I'm still working my way up to believing. Oh, okay. As long as you can see. Like that? Yeah, okay. Also, you're going to see I'm actually going to be going along with them like this, but then you're going to see me come back too to make sure that you get the very edges. It's very important that you clean the edges as well as in between the contacts. You don't want to just clean only the contacts, you want to clean in between them too, because in between there can still be dirt and gunk, and that will eventually spread around. So you just want to clean this whole area as much as possible so that you minimize the amount of actual leftover gunk. Sometimes I'll kind of hold it down with my pinky or whatever, because it does shift a little bit, but mostly it holds pretty well, usually. Move my fan just slightly because it's not hitting the very spot. That's pretty good. Hey, this is a good song. What is this from? Oh, this is a remix. Right, yeah, that's pretty good. There we go. Yeah. Way more efficient than doing it by hand. By hand, you know, you only get so many RPMs equivalent when you're doing it by hand, but with an actual drill, you can get very aggressive and get in there, and if there's a spot that's troublesome, you can really work it out pretty well. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. There we go. Now we just, because we have it marked, I know, alright, this is the side where the IC goes up. Set that there for a second. Nope. That little ping noise you heard, by the way, that was just the drill bumping the little nail. You can see it and your... My ear? Oh, my ear. Yeah, okay. If you weren't streaming, how long start to finish does it take you to clean a game? It really depends on how nasty it is. Let's say I was doing Crystalis. That was actually in pretty good shape. So maybe like 5 minutes. Werewolf would probably be like 10. Something like that. Yeah. See that? My camera's too light. That's a little better. You can see at least a little bit. Just trying to give you guys a little bit better. Alright, this one is probably done. Well, not done, but done on here anyway. Yeah, that's pretty alright. Okay. So this one is definitely dirtier. I'll see if I can give you guys kind of a before and after. You can see though where I cleaned it a little bit right there on that edge. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that looks really obvious from here. I don't know how well that shows up to you guys, but to me, I can see that those N2. So we're gonna do some more. Hey, wait a minute. This game is shaped slightly differently, so I might have to fandangle this one a bit. Sometimes if you turn it around, you can work something out. Let me see. This setup here fits. Oh wait, what am I doing? I was like, why? Okay, silly me. I'm so silly. I am such a silly. Okay. Aces, welcome back, Aces. Wait, oh god, another donation? Did somebody donate? But I overpowered it, I guess it's... Oh, did it actually oh, I was hoping you guys would see it. Cause yeah, there's, well, I guess if it happened and you don't know, I'll tell you. So the new donation thing, I thought of the idea the very night that we got Darnell, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have an idea. So, yeah, I changed it. I'll have to, the music playing probably overwrites it a little bit. If you're gonna try again or something, tell me. But, yeah, I put a little tribute to Darnell in the donation thingy, and I think it's pretty good. But yeah, it probably you probably couldn't hear it too well because of the music. I just thought it'd be a good way to tribute our friend Darnell. So now here's the NES version. So here's our SNES. Here's our NES. I was gonna say it's weird that it doesn't fit because about 99% of games fit, and I thought that seems too unlikely right now. It's usually just like a weird game, but that's why. You lost your thimble? Oh no! We're gonna NES it up hard, dude, yeah. Actually, I might as well leave that on while I'm drilling. Okay. That's what I wanted. There we go. There. Okay. Thanks, Herpy Derpy. You take care. I'll see you later. Also, I wasn't even sure if you actually did donate, but if you did donate again, thank you, Herpy Derpy. Thank you very much. I don't know how much you put in, but we're probably up to, I think, like at least $20. So wow, we jumped up quick to having some more game money. Thank you again, though, seriously, and thank you for the games, by the way. Thank you. You sleep well, Herpy Derpy. I'll see you later. let me see if I wanted to stop halfway through. Oh yeah, look at that. You can actually see right there where I have cleaned and then I have not cleaned. So I think that's pretty obvious. I think anyway. Sure looks that way from here. Yeah, that's coming out pretty good. That's working quite well. Yep. If this game was actually in worse condition, like I've had some where, you know, when people blow on the game, it puts what's called spittle on the game. So like skittle, but spittle. Spittle is just microbial amounts of spit, and after, well, about 20-something years, it will actually build up a very small but noticeable amount of bacteria there and whatnot, and it'll actually eat away at the contacts here, and you got to get rid of that. You have to get rid of that, or it'll continue to just eat all the way through. If that's the case, I've had a couple where it's really bad, like really bad. It's gross too, because it's like this funky green. Yeah, we're making it super shiny. We're making it all nice. But if it's that bad, then I use a little Dremel tool wire brush thing. It's much more aggressive. Now, you can cause damage if you're not careful. So what I do is I will just very, very gently apply that as needed. Now what you might have seen me do is actually clean this area in the middle. That's just like I was saying, you know, you want to clean everywhere, just the whole entire area. Alright. So, it probably looks shinier. And it's going to get actually even more shiny than this, because we still have a lot of eraser gunk on there, but you can see, like, anywhere you see that streaking, that's going to go away. It's just part of the leftover streaks from the eraser, but we are definitely looking much better now. This is a big difference. To give you an idea, maybe we can flip it over and show you guys. So that going good, and then not so good on here. Yeah, this is definitely, like, you can see especially the brown on the top of this one on this side. Yeah, right there. Yeah. this one definitely needs attention on this side. Alright, I think this song is from Kirby. Yeah, it is. And speaking of Kirby, I actually managed to get the Super Famicom version of Kirby Superstar, which I've never played before, but it looks really good. The best part is, normally that game is like, I don't know, $40 in English, but you really don't need to know much Japanese, I think, to play the Japanese version. And I managed to get that one for $6, so yeah, it was a pretty easy choice. Now, this is a little tricky here. This might move on me a little bit because of the way it gets pinned in there. It's a lot easier to pin it one way than the other at times, but usually it just pinches in there pretty well. I could improve this setup to pinch it better, but this is good enough for now. I'm okay with it. Are you grounded? Who's grounded? Me? Am I grounded? I don't think so. Hope not. Alright, our eraser on here is almost empty. Yeah, there you can tell, like there's barely anything left, so we're gonna use it just slightly and then that'll be it. Alright, that one's done. I'll just open this up, take it out. Oh, grounded! I'm like, I don't know, I just wasn't expecting you to say that for some reason. I don't know why, but yes, yes. Yes, I don't mess around with that. I'm not gonna wear the wrist strap, even though I have one. I don't think that's honestly necessary. I usually just use like the screwdriver method, something like that. I'm not actually used to people knowing about ESD in here and stuff like that. That was funny. I'm used to people messing with me. Ooh, this one lined up a little bit better. That's good. Another Kirby song. This music's so happy. Alright. That looks like that came out pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That's not bad at all. Yep, looking good. Do you collect Game Boy games also? Have a Super Game Boy? I'm gonna say sort of. Reason why sort of is because I do have a Super Game Boy. And I do have some Game Boy games, but not anything compared to like my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega collection. I have maybe like probably like 10 or 11 Game Boy games. Quite a few of them are just kind of like nothing I'd really want to play, like crash test dummies that I got from one sale. I think like a pool game, like shooting pool. A couple others like that. The ones that are like that I would play though are like Tetris, although I have Tetris on NES now, so it's like I'd rather play NES Tetris, but it's still a classic. I also have Final Fantasy Adventure, which is awesome because I never actually owned that game. I borrowed it from a friend a long time ago, and it was actually my first RPG ever. Just ever. So it was like a great one to start with, which in case you don't know, Final Fantasy Adventure is Seiken Densetsu, which is basically Secret of Mana, the first one, the real first Secret of Mana. And it's really good, so if you haven't played it, I suggest it, that you check it out. I also have Final Fantasy Legend, that was given to me by a good friend. And then I have Pokemon Yellow, but it needs a new battery. And I don't know if I'd ever actually play it because I'm not like a huge Pokemon person. I could give it a try though, but like I said, it needs a new battery. And then before I really get into it, like actually collecting Game Boy games, I would actually want to get a Super Game Boy 2 instead of the 1, because in case you don't know, Super Game Boy 2 runs at a more correct clock speed than what the Super Game Boy does. If I recall, I believe the Super Game Boy runs like 2.5% slower than the actual Game Boy, whereas the Super Game Boy 2 runs at the closer accurate speed to what a Game Boy runs at. So, whenever I get into that and stuff, yeah, I would want to get the second edition that fixes that. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get into it eventually. I do like Game Boy, and there's definitely some games that I'm looking forward to trying. I'd like to try Metroid 2. There's also some game where it's like a samurai game where you get to pick from like 4 samurais and play as them. It looks kind of cool. Then there's like some Gradius games and Castlevania and stuff like that. So there's definitely some games on there that eventually, yeah, I'd like to check out. I would like to state for the record that Andy is older than me. Yes. That's true. I think I'm older than most people in here, honestly. But that's... Super Game Boy was an awesome idea. Where are you playing your music from? As like, where is it coming from? It's just on my computer hard drive, if that's what you mean. If that's what you mean. Also, you're probably not going to see much of a difference on this one. It's actually already pretty darn clean, so we don't have much work ahead of us on this one. can turn it up one notch, get a little more power out of it. When you do the edges along here, you have to apply a little extra strength just to hold it in place, because it wants to like flick it all around like that, so you just gotta kind of hold it in place. It's kind of tricky, but it's not too bad. Thought it was a YouTube channel or something? No, it's just on my computer. I play it through one computer into a 3.5mm jack on the other computer, and then just capture it that way. It's actually going in through the microphone input on the capture computer. I will answer that in just a moment, noobs. Let me just finish this. Alright. It's very satisfying to get them so clean, because it's like, once I'm all done cleaning it up and everything, it's just, it's like they're almost new. There we go. Cool. Alright, let me just move this out of the way. Alright, there we go. Garbage. Cool. Alright, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. So this has dust and stuff all over it, so I actually want to get rid of this so we have a nice clean surface to clean these on. There we go. Okay, so Andy, how do you feel about the release of the SNES Classic? Well, I guess I feel like, I don't really care all that much, honestly. I guess it's cool to see that retro gaming is still getting some attention, and I hope it breathes like new life into the retro scene for sure. So I'm cool with that, but otherwise, I don't know, it doesn't really affect me because I don't know if I have all the games on the list there. I know Star Fox 2 is on there, which that's pretty cool, but I'd rather get an actual like hard copy. I don't ever have any like intentions of actually getting a SNES Classic, because basically it's just a little small computer in a box that's an emulator, just like the original as well. Frost and I actually talked about it in depth when the NES Classic came out and how we felt about it and stuff. And yeah, I was telling him that I think it's a neat idea and whatnot, but overall it's just, I like the original hardware because, one, it looks better. Like literally, like the picture quality is better if you use proper tools to get that picture quality better. Also, of course, it's accurate. It's not an emulator. You know, when you play on the real hardware, you're getting the real experience. So just things like that, and my inner collector. Just, you know, I enjoy holding an actual copy of a game. You know, it's right there. Whereas on the mini consoles, you know, it's all built onto the machine there. You never get to actually take it out and hold it or anything, which is, I think, good in one way for people that don't care about that stuff, because it's very clean and, you know, you don't have to worry about losing your games. So I think it's good for a certain audience, but it's just not for me. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. Be too nervous to take a power tool to any games. Fair enough, Aces. Fair enough. Yeah, I am very careful when I do this. I've done it to about maybe 300 games, something like that. Maybe 400, 400 games, and so far I've never had any problems. If anything, I've had better results than using a regular eraser, because it cleans it so well. But you know, you just gotta be careful. Be very careful. But I love it because it's just very efficient. Gets the job done very, very well. Cool. Alright, now we do the other side. Now I can actually stick this thing in my Nintendo. Not worry about it. Contaminating my poor little Nintendo. And then, of course, I have a game cabinet that I keep all these games in, if it's not in the shoebox right there, to keep the dust from getting in it. And if you haven't seen the game cabinet, you can actually scroll down on Twitch and you can see it there. If you go to the Guild, there's an icon called the Guild. I really need to relabel that. I just haven't because I haven't. But if you click on that, and you can just go to, like, I think it's my game collection, you can see the cabinet there, and that's where I keep all the games. It's a custom-made cabinet. My dad helped me build it. Works pretty good. Actually, it works really well. Shake that off in the garbage can. I was upset that I didn't get it. It was sold out everywhere. Oh, you can get it now. I mean, I don't know if it's selling at retail stores, but I've seen it for sale on like eBay and stuff. There's people selling them for $150, which I think isn't that the retail price? I think. You can definitely still get them brand new, though. On eBay, at the very least. Retail is $80. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Well then, alright, you're paying double, I guess. I guess they're going for double. Is this Kabuki Fighter? I think it is. Sounds like it. Yeah, that's quite a jump from 80. Well, I wonder if they'll make another batch, or if they're gonna do like the NES Classic, where it's like kind of, here it is, and you know, if you didn't get one, sorry, because I believe they discontinued that. Honestly, the only reason why I would be happy to get a SNES or NES Classic is because I think they look cool. But that's really it. I don't know. I can't see any other possible reason why I would want one. Like, look, I have a Super Nintendo that gave birth to a baby Super Nintendo. It's adorable. So that's cool. But yeah, otherwise I don't see myself actually like playing them seriously. Mostly, like I said, because the emulation is not perfect. And I don't know, I guess I've just been gaming for too long. I actually notice that stuff. I can tell when sound effects are slightly off. Graphic details, controls, all that stuff. I can definitely tell, and it makes me crazy. I'm like, no, something's wrong. What is going on? Chrono Trigger is a big one for that. I don't know why, but it seems like every emulator I've thrown Chrono Trigger at, there's always small discrepancies here and there with like the audio or control. Just some small thing. It's not like game breaking, but it's enough to where I'm like, that's weird. But fortunately, I don't have to worry about that because I actually have it. Alright, I think we're done. I think we can put these back together, so yeah. Going for 250 now? Oh, it's gone up. Wow. Yeah, because I happened to see like a listing that it was like 150 or something like that. Yeah, you never know. Yeah. No, that is correct, Techno. What happened was I stopped playing it for a little bit, and then something else got my attention, and I honestly wasn't having a whole lot of fun with it. Like, the translation was just so rough, man. It was just like, what is going on? And then that guide, I was gonna go back and finish it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And the guide that you linked me, it's gone. I thought I told you, but yeah, it's gone. It like disappeared less than a month after you sent it to me. It was crazy. I was like, what the? And I don't know where else to find that guide. If you find it, let me know, because I do want to finish it. It's purposely on there, said unfinished. I still have my save file, I think, and I will finish it. I just, when that guide was gone, I was like, oh, that guide was like the most perfect thing to get me through all the bad translations and stuff. And it just, I don't know. The game has such great graphics, pretty good story. The ideas are all great, but that translation, yeah, it just was like killing it. It was like, yeah. Anyway, I have to pee real quick, so I'll be right back. We're going to put these together, and we're going to get started on trying them out. Alrighty. An N64 classic? I don't see why they won't. I was actually thinking I'd be surprised if they don't make one. I don't remember which walkthrough that was. I don't know, it's gone anyway. The whole page, like the whole site and everything was just gone. And I checked like 6 months later, hopeful, you know, I was like, maybe it's back now, and it still wasn't. So I think it's like actually gone for good, unless the Wayback Machine has it. I don't have the link anymore. However, I mean, if you're really, really wondering, I guess you could go back to the gameplay. It's on Twitch. The gameplay footage is there if you want to go back and to the time that, if you think you remember when you linked it to me. It's probably still in chat on there. I don't know how clear it'll be. Hey Gundam, welcome back. Welcome back. Yo, what's up, Devil? Welcome back too. How are you both doing? Yes, we are cleaning. We actually just finished the actual cleaning process, and now we're going to be putting them back together. Which, can you see that okay? There we go. Yeah, that's good. So now we're just putting them back in there, putting them together. See, they're all nice and, ooh, look how sparkly. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, we got that good. Yesterday sucks, but hey, they can't all be great. That is true. That is true. I'm sorry that yesterday sucked for you, but yeah. Glad you're doing okay today. You want to tell me what happened, or is that confidentiality information there? If you go looking for that, Techno, good luck. Good luck. Because it wasn't at the very beginning, if I recall. I believe it was like kind of halfway through-ish or something. And that's quite a few videos, so I don't know if you want to tackle that. Now, when I put this back together, I'm very, very careful. If you guys ever do this, make sure, see, unscrewing it is one thing, because the screw comes out, it's fine. But when you put the screw back in, you want to make sure that you don't tighten it down too fast, too quickly or anything, or just too much overall, or you will strip it. And then, well, there's no recovering from that because it's just plastic. So I usually just use like that to get it in there decently, and then I stop when I think it's close enough, and then I just turn it by hand. Usually. We'll see how this goes. It's a little awkward with the microphone there, but I think I got it. Scoot it over slightly, actually. Yeah, that's a little better. Also, what you can do is, if you're resting your hand on it, I'm actually resting my hand very lightly on there, even though I'm pretty sure that I won't get it to tighten on there. But if it does tighten, you want to make sure that the cartridge will actually spin on that surface. Like it'll actually literally spin in a circle rather than you holding it in place. Because if you hold it in place, you will you'll do a lot more damage to it than letting it freely turn itself. I started replaying it after you started streaming it. Oh, okay. Started bad with Vegas stuff. Vegas is my second home. I have a lot of family there. Then I heard about Tom Petty, and I'm not one to get choked up about celebrity deaths, but Tom Petty. He died? Then work just was beyond stressful. No need to be sorry though. It's just a day. Made a point to have a good one though. Oh, he died! Wow! Huh. Interesting. I was not like a huge fan or anything. I mean, and I don't even know anything about the guy. I know he's a musician, and I've definitely heard his music. But that's, yeah, okay, too bad. Oh. Well, I know you said no need to be sorry, but I'm still sorry that you had a rough day, man. Because I like you. I like you have good days. You could get a screwdriver that has a torque setting, too, and put it on the lightest, I would think. Yes, I could. But I don't care that much, honestly. This works fine like this. Also, what you can do is actually turn this into a screwdriver. Like, check this out. Okay, see how it's like this? You just press this little button right here. Like that. And now you got a screwdriver. So, this works pretty okay, too. Hey, Jib Jabby! Welcome back! Did you get my message on Discord, by the way? Also, when I tighten this, I tighten it, what is with this song? I gotta change that song. This song is crazy. When I tighten this, I get it just kind of a little bit to where you can kind of rotate the cartridge, as you see, like that. Not too much tighter. There's really no need to make these things super tight, especially because the plastic is very old. You just want to be very careful not to strip any of the plastic. So I give it just enough to where it feels like it's, it's kind of snug, but nothing strenuous on it. You want to almost have it where it's like a little tighter than just resting there, but not too much more. At least that's my opinion on it. Because again, this plastic is, as it ages, it gets more and more sensitive to the elements, and you just want to take care of it and not put too much stress on it. Nintendoper64, hello, welcome. What you making? Actually, we're not making anything today, although not too long ago, I did make a PlayStation Super Nintendo controller. If you're really curious, I can show you. I'm happy to show it off. It's pretty nifty. But today, I'm just showing everybody how I clean my games, which we're actually pretty much clean now. Did most of that. What I use is you might have, I don't know if you've ever seen, but people use a pencil and eraser, and then they use alcohol, stuff like that, which pencil and eraser works great. I use a drill because I've cleaned literally hundreds of them. So I take an actual eraser pencil piece that I cut off with a saw, and then I put it in here like that, and then I just clean it like that. It cleans it really well, very quickly, and then that way I can do a whole bunch if I need to. So it works pretty well. Just dropping in quickly, saying hi and bye. Well, hi and goodbye, Jib Jabby. I hope you're doing well too. You got the message? Oh, okay. And that's why I watch you. Well, I'm glad you do, Jib Jabby. I like you. You're a good friend. And you take care of yourself. Have a good night when you end up going. Alright, let me just check these now, because sometimes when you tighten up one area, it'll loosen up another a little bit, but usually it's okay on Nintendo games. I've actually, never really had an issue with that for the most part. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So there we go. Now, Crystalis is finally all good to go, ready to be played. So let's just get the others put together, and we should be all set. Oh, I'm excited. So now we're going to do Werewolf. There we go. Werewolf cleaned up quite well, I gotta say. If you guys remember from the beginning how nasty it was on there, I mean, look at that. That is so much better. That really came out good. We all get more sensitive to the elements as we age. There's some truth to that. Aging. Aging. What are we gonna do about that, guys? It's a problem. And I haven't figured out how to deal with it yet. There's ideas floating around, but it's a tricky one. There we go. Okay, I think what we'll do is we're gonna test. I think we'll test Barbie first. It's the only SNES game, and then we'll go ahead and test Crystalis, then Werewolf last. I don't think I'm gonna do. Well, I don't know. If you guys want me to do Frogger, I can do it, but it's a PlayStation game, so it should work. The reason why I was thinking I would stop on Werewolf though is because I'd like to actually play it for a little bit of a duration rather than just testing it. So that's what I was thinking we would do. But before we do that one, yeah, we'll test the other two. You can just say that you want to play Barbie, Andy. It's okay. You found me out, dude. You found me out. You found me out. You know my secret. Barbie's been calling to me all this time. Ever since my speedrun. Ever since the speedrun, I was like, yo, when do I get to play more Barbie? When will I ever have such a game in my life? And it's just, I would wake up late at night, cold sweat, just be like, oh my gosh, I still don't own Barbie, you know? What is missing from my life right now? But now, not only do we own Barbie, we own the Darnell Barbie, ladies and gentlemen. Darnell! Werewolf sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very curious about that game. I think we might be onto something. The Darnell Special Edition. That's right. Yes, we got our special Darnell edition of Barbie here. Mal Rays and Grilled Cheese. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to chat or lurk. Or question life itself. It could happen in here. Kiki Kai Kai, yeah. If you put the chip in upside down, would the game be upside down on the screen? Yes, and all the text would be too. All the text would be backwards, everything. And if there's any kind of dialogue, the dialogue is backwards too. It's upside down dialogue, actually. It's not backwards, it's upside down. Which, if you're like, well, wait, how does that work? I don't know, I'm still figuring it out. Okay, I actually missed a tiny little spot to clean there, and it's got some gunk on it, so give me 1 second here, we'll just, we'll get that off of there. Heck yeah, Castlevania music. Heck yeah, I'm so glad you recognize that. Game music is epic. Epic music. So we'll get one final look at the Darnell version of Barbie before we test it out, make sure that it works okay. Yeah, Darnell gunk. Yeah, Darnell was busy. He or she. Yeah. Got to stand on your head. That's right. I mean, it's all it takes. And then you get the best experience. Honestly, that's the only way to really play it, I think. Actually, about that though, in terms of like putting the PCB in upside down, it actually is made in a way to not let you do that. Like if you try to put it in upside down, it'll just stop you. It reaches out with a little hand. It's like, bam! Don't do that. All right, there we go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Darnell. Oh boy! Look at that. That's just lovely. That's lovely. Done. Stabbed yourself. Oh, bummer. Is it possible to remove that writing without damaging it? If for some reason you had actually wanted to do that. Yes, it is. If I take some alcohol that I'm using right here and I put it to that marker, I guarantee you it'll come off very easily. Actually, yeah. Alcohol takes marker off pretty well. Even if it's been on here for 20-something years, it'll come right off. Alright, so, we have all the games now ready to go, so we're gonna test them out, make sure they work, and then, we're actually gonna play the werewolf one a little bit. There's how many Q-tips we had to use. And look at all that gunk. You see all the gunk on the Q-tips? Look at that. Ew. Ew. But now our games are so much cleaner and better and happier. And I'm pretty sure that we should be able to get them all working now. I'm pretty sure, anyway.